June 29, a federal high court sitting in Abuja set aside the election of Governor Kezie Ikpeazu of Abia State, with an order that the Independent National Electoral Commission issues a certificate of return to Mr. Uche Oga as the duly elected governor of Abia State. Justice Okonabang gave the verdict in a ruling he delivered on a pre-election matter, challenging the emergence of Ikpeazu as the flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party in the 2015 governorship election in Abia.
Detailed planning and methodological execution.
The judge ordered Ikpeazu to vacate office immediately.
We marshaled out 5 cardinal areas we wanted to focus on.
In matters of this nature, it is provided by the Electoral Act itself, expressly in section 143, that where a court decides that whoever is in office is not the rightful person who should have been returned in the first place, there should be no change in the headship of the administration until at least 21 days. It's expressly stated there. And what that means is that there should be no enforcement. The court should not issue any enforcement orders. INEC should not issue any certificate of return to anybody until 21 days to give time for whoever was not the beneficiary of the judgment to file his notice of appeal. And then it states clearly further this, that if notice of appeal is filed, there should be stay of execution until the court determines the appeal. Now, what has happened here is that Governor Ikpeazu has been denied his rights to appeal. Because at the moment, rather than adhere to the provisions of the law, what we have seen here is a situation where judgment was delivered on 27th June and enforcement started on 28th June, less than 24 hours later.
The judge also holds that Ikpeazu was not qualified to contest the 2015 elections in the first place, as his tax clearance certificate and income tax receipt submitted to INEC before 2014 PDP primaries contained false information.
Well, I am advising the governor, the ex-governor, because Uche Oga has been, the court has an act that said that Uche Oga should be sworn in. So I'm asking the ex-governor Ikpeazu to forget about the appeal, one, to save the state of the cost of appealing. And also, it will be a shameful thing if he appeals and fails. Because if the court, the Federal High Court has said, and he could not prove his case beyond a reasonable doubt, that he paid the tax, he should go and rest and support Dr. Uche Sansan-Oga. Yes.
In reaction to the court's verdict, the Abia State government, through the chief press secretary to the governor, Enyinaya Apollos, says Dr. Ikpeazu has been a government official whose tax are deducted at source, and therefore there are no avenues for falsification of tax information.
The case in court is that the governor, that the tax receipt which the governor submitted to INEC before the election was forged. Some of you who are conversant with the governor and his activities in the recent days will agree and understand that since he left the university, he has been in the state government. The governor served the state as the as general manager of the Abia State Integrated Passenger Scheme, ASPINS. From there, he left and was appointed the first deputy general manager of ASEPA in charge of Urban Environment. He was in that office until October 2014 when he resigned to contest the PDP primaries. You know that as an appointee of government, even before his salary is paid, his tax is being deducted at source by the state government. So he has no need whatsoever to force any tax receipt. The governor remains in office as governor of the state, and he has also instructed his lawyers to appeal the ruling of the court as we have it today.
The ruling against Ikpeazu is yet to settle, as another court gives an order of injunction restraining INEC or any chief judge of the state or any other judge from swearing in Uche Oga as Abia governor. At a briefing in Umuahia, the Commissioner for Information, Bonnie Wohar, maintains that Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu remains the governor and called for calm in all quarters.
It is hereby ordered that an order of injunction is hereby made, restraining the second defendant from issuing a certificate of return to the first defendant, while the claimant remains in office in accordance with Section 1431 and 2 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, and pending the determination of the motion on notice. It is further ordered that the third defendant or any other judge of the court or any judicial officer are hereby restrained from swearing in the first defendant while the claimant remains in office in accordance with Section 1431 and 2 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, and pending the determination of the motion on notice. This is the order by the High Court.
Meanwhile, in a statement, Dr. Ikpeazu declares he's still the governor of Abia State while calling for calm from his supporters.